Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Allie, and today's video is going to be centered around one of my favorite horror movies. I am so excited this month because of a new horror movie coming out. Ready or Not 2, here I come. Title could be better, but you know what? We're vibing. I'm not gonna lie though, I've been trying to plan this video and I've been talking to James about like some ideas and stuff, and we've been talking about it because like we both want to see it, so we're like trying to make plans to be able to go and watch the new one together, and we're actually gonna watch the first one tonight, so I'm so excited to like revisit it. But anyways, every time I'm like ready or not, and then I automatically, it's like my current vocal stem of ready or not. Every time. Anyways, Ready or Not was one of those movies that came out and just flew over my radar. I was just like, yeah, I don't know if that really looks like something that I really have to watch. I don't think it's gonna be like any good. It was just one of those that I put off for way too long, and then like Talk to Me, I put it off for way too long, finally watched it and was like, Allie, you've missed out. And that's why I think this year I'm so gung-ho on like, I'm gonna watch like every horror movie that comes out because I just keep missing bangers. And so yeah, I finally watched it. Oh my god, Samara Weaving, so good. I love her so much, and her character Grace is incredible. I named all my plants after her because I love her so much. I named my plants after women in horror. So iconic that I want to revisit the first one. I'm going to watch the second one this, I think coming week is when it comes out with James. I'm hoping to anyways. And read some books that are similar. These might not be spot on. I didn't want to be spoiled by anything, but I do have a little bit of a TBR here. First up, The Hunting Party, Lucy Foley. I've only read one Lucy Foley. That was The Paris Apartment, I think is what it's called. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. Yeah, I think I gave it a higher rating than I probably should have, but it's been like a couple of years. Anyways, I've actually heard that this is one of her better ones. I think that's what I've heard, so don't come at me. But the concept of this, a New Year's reunion in the remote Scottish wilderness, a beautiful one, the golden couple, the volatile one, the new parents, the quiet one, the city boy, the outsider. One of these friends is a murderer and one won't make it out alive. Join the party now. Just kind of sounds spot on to Ready or Not. If you've never seen Ready or Not, I probably should have done this part already, but Ready or Not is about this girl who is getting married. And we're kind of already seeing this like falling apart dynamic. Like she's really stressed about this wedding. She's, you know, smoking cigarette after cigarette, and she's, you know, stressed. And she's like having to be around his very elegant and wealthy family at their estate getting married. And she gets married, and then, you know, they're like, all right, meet us at, you know, in the game room, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, what? And her new husband is like, yeah, you know, there's this family tradition where after every wedding we go and you have to draw a card to determine what game we play. And it can be a bunch of different games. So it's a really cool like house setup. The vibes is immaculate. And they go into this game room. Literally whatever game you draw, you just play it. And everything is normal, fine. But there's one card in particular, hide and seek. And if you draw that card, she's pretty much gonna be hunted by the family. And it's just a tradition. It is something that they have always done, and they have their dark, sinister reasons behind it. She has to survive till dawn, and they have to get her before dawn. It's such a fun ride that I am just so excited to hopefully find some books that have somewhat of the same vibe, because it's just so much fun. So yeah, this kind of sounds like similar to the vibes. There's like no wedding going on here, but I feel like it's still a get-together, a party type of event, and there is a murderer. So, I mean, we'll see. This one, All These Beautiful Strangers, by Elizabeth Klehfoth. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is a young woman gripped by her mother's disappearance is caught up in a dangerous web of lies and deception involving a secret society in this highly charged, addictive psychological thriller. Summer day, Grace Fairchild, her name is Grace too, the beautiful young wife of a real estate mogul, Alistair Calloway, vanished from the family's lake house without a trace, leaving behind her 7-year-old daughter, Charlie, and a slew of unanswered questions. Years later, Charlie still struggles with the dark legacy of her family name and the mystery surrounding her mother. Determined to finally let go of the past, she throws herself into life at Knollwood, the prestigious New England school she attends, and quickly becomes friends with Knollwood's It crowd. Charlie has also been tapped by the A's, the school's elite secret society well known for terrorizing the faculty, administration, and their enemies. To become a member of the A's, Charlie must play the game, a semester-long diabolical high-stakes scavenger hunt that will jeopardize her friendships, her reputation, even her place at Knollwood. As the dark events of past and present converge, Charlie begins to fear she may not survive the terrible truth about her family, her school, and her own life. Sounds good. Not gonna lie, this one I found off Google when I was Googling books like Ready or Not. But I didn't want any spoilers, so I was like, similar. So I was hoping it would pay off. The third one, though, I also came up with because it's been on my backlist TBR for so long because it was a part of one of the book clubs I follow, and it was just a book I never got to because it was a thriller. Maybe it was meant to be because I think it's actually going to be perfect for this vlog concept. This is Catherine Steadman's The Family Game. It was her 2022 book. A rich, eccentric family, a time-honored tradition, or a lethal game of survival. One woman finds out what it really takes to join the 1% in this riveting psychological thriller. Something in the Water, Mr. Nobody, and The Disappearing Act. Harry is a novelist on the brink of stardom. Edward, her husband-to-be, is seemingly perfect. In love and freshly engaged, their bliss is interrupted by the re-emergence of the Holbecks, Edward's eminent family, and the embodiment of American old money. Sounds like it. For years, they've dominated headlines and pulled society's strings, and Edward left them all behind to forge his own path. But there are eyes and ears everywhere. It was only a matter of time before they were pulled back in. After all, even though he's long severed ties with his family, Edward is set to inherit it all. Harriet is drawn to the glamour and sophistication of the Holbecks, who seem to welcome her with open arms, but everything changes when she meets Robert, the inescapably magnetic head of the family. At their first meeting, Robert slips Harry a cassette tape revealing a shocking confession which sets the inevitable game in motion. What was it about Harry that made him give her that tape? A thing that has power to destroy everything? As she ramps up her quest for the truth, she must endure the Holbeck's savage Christmas traditions, all the while knowing that losing this game could be deadly. I am so excited, but I am so sad that it's like Christmas because I'm just hoping like it doesn't fall too heavy on Christmas because I'm like, ugh, I'm a few months, 4 months late to the game on that one. Anyways, I don't have a copy of it yet, but it's on the way from my library, so I just have to go pick it up soon. But that is the TBR for this video. I'm also hoping to do some more fun things in this video, maybe a photo shoot moment. I've always wanted to recreate some photos of Grace from Ready or Not. It's just so hard. I don't have like a wedding dress that I can like tear up and like, you know, maybe I can go thrifting and look for one, or maybe I can just do something like this, like a black moment and just be like, you know, not gonna lie, in the end of the first movie or you know, towards the end, and also what it looks like in the second movie, she's wearing her wedding dress and it practically is black because of the dried blood. So I feel like this might actually do.
Sorry about that text you got, I didn't ever mean to send it. So you got me in my feelings, also fuck autocorrect. And I've been doing fine, except the stabbing pain up in my chest. And I'm stuttering, okay, I'm done. But now you're gone again. I'll take all your issues, you can have my friends. I don't miss seeing or miss you on my phone screen. Now I save the tissues that you bought me from a nosebleed. I don't think about you, but it's all
I have in fact finished the hunting party. This is so awkward. I hate how parent pickup works here because I'm just surrounded by houses and I have cars in front of me, behind me, passing me. Literally 2 seconds ago, an old man walked by my window and was like, it was something. And I was filming for another video, so I have a clip of it. Yeah. I want to check in with this. I don't really have much to say. It is a thriller, more thriller than anything. So I feel like the littlest amount could give it away, of like what to talk about with it. I don't think it was horrible. I also don't think it was great. I wished it was more than what it was. It just kind of ultimately was very confusing, jumping point of views every single chapter. Sometimes I like that, but with this, I just feel like there was too much going on. And before it was over with, I feel like I had a pretty good like pace of like who was who, and I was keeping up with it pretty good, like pacing myself really good, and my memory was getting better with each character. But it was still kind of hard at times, and it just ultimately just ended up being more of like a drama scandal thriller than, I guess, like cutthroat hunting and that type of vibe that I was looking for like Ready or Not vibes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm landing at a 3-star. I'm excited to jump into the next and see what I think, and hopefully it's better than this. One thing I will say also, a little critique on this is, although I did like some of the drama and the scandal and stuff like that, but the execution could have been a little bit better, and I feel like with a title like The Hunting Party, it could have just like went there a little bit more. Again, I don't want to spoil anything. But besides that, I was just really taken out of this. I don't know. I'm pretty sure, isn't Lucy Foley, is she British? She lives in London. These characters talk very proper, and it kept kind of taking me out of it. And I know I shouldn't be like that because, like, you know, it might just be how, like, some people our age, like, talk in London. I don't know. But, like, they would be talking so prim and proper, and I'm like, when is this set in? Is this, like, 1920s? Or, like, what's going on here? But then they would say some type of, like, slang or cuss word or something like that like, we currently use, or say something that we currently say, and I'm just like, whiplash. Like, it was, the writing with this was so weird. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if the Paris Apartment was like that or similar, but I also thought the Paris Apartment was set back in time a little bit, but I could be wrong. Maybe I made that up too. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's a 3-star. I wish I liked it more than what I do, but I'm willing to give the next one a go and see what I think. Oh, and I did rewatch Ready or Not. Sorry, there's a truck right behind me, and I swear he can see me in my mirror. And there is a woman and a daughter walking this way, so I'm going to be quick. 5 stars, so good. Upon rewatch, it's just good every single time. I just love the ending so much. I love everything that's involved with it. I kind of gave you guys the brief synopsis, and it is that, but it's so much more too. And I feel like it's going to be kind of a hit or miss for people going in that direction, but for me, oh my god, it hits. It's so good, and I cannot wait for the sequel. Aw, they're cutting through the yard so I can keep yapping, I guess. Besides that, I've been currently filming my Spring-a-ween video, feeling very spring. The sun is out, the AC is on, and I am sipping a cotton candy, Alani, and parent pickup, so that's my life currently.
You can have my friends. I don't miss seeing them, miss you on my phone screen. Now I save the tissues that you bought me from a nosebleed. I don't think about you, but it's don't sleep. Summer days, don't miss your taste. Out in the crawl space, wanna break, still see your face. I just don't wanna be a missing case. Walking in place, keep up with my pace. Stay awake, stay awake. It's what they all say.
I'm shot, really hard. What you wanna scream about? Iced out, metaphor, 'cause you wanna bite back. Know you got it in me, but my comments on the side that.
What you want to talk about?
What you tryna get at?
Lyrical on the boat, miss my RT. Hit 'em all like a joke, man, it's all I fear. Catch 'em all, fuck 'em all, it's a bright idea. Never heard a ringtone, but now you're
I apologize, I look like a hot mess, but it's been a minute since I checked in, so I wanted to before I go to bed. First of all, I completely forgot to film the week of Ready or Not 2. There's this app called Bloody Disgusting. They're actually on Instagram as well, but they're really cool. They're like horror news. But yeah, you can follow them on Instagram or download their app. But they did this really fun, like interactive Google Docs thing the week of, where you could win prizes if you could try to escape. I can't even remember like what I even chose. I just took screenshots of them. But one of them was kitchen mumbling footsteps. You need a spot where they won't see you. Are you gonna crawl into the pantry? No snacking. The oven seems big enough for a person. Grab a big butcher knife and attack, or try the side door. And I'm pretty sure I said try the side door because I'm like a flight or fight. I'm gonna make a run for it, or I'm going to attack, but I was like, surely they're not gonna pick the attack. They picked the attack. And then second one was hospital. No doctors, no nurses, only one unwanted guest. Are you gonna dive into the dirty laundry cart, climb into a morgue shelf, snag a scalpel and go for the jugular, which is what I picked here, or hide under the reception desk? And I was like, fuck it, this time we're attacking. And I can't even remember which one won that time. But anyways, I just thought it was kind of like a cool little fun concept. But as you guys also probably seen, we did go see Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. It was so good. Is it a 5-star movie? Probably not, but I am giving it 5 stars. I love my girl Samara Weaving so much, and also love that Catherine Newton was in this as well. Like, they just did so good. And this is one of those movies that I was like, how are they gonna do a sequel and pull this off? And even James, I was like, hey, you know, Ready or Not 2's coming out. And he's like, which one was that again? And I told him, he was like, oh yeah, I want to see that. That one was really good. And then he was like, wait a minute, how are they going to do a sequel? I was like, yeah, I'm kind of the same way, but I'm going to watch it. And I don't know, I think that they did really good. The plot of everything is like always right up my alley with this. Like if you've seen the first one, you know how it ends, that whole ordeal. When it comes to like books and movies, like that is like my shit. I love it so much. So I really liked that aspect of it. I liked what they did with it. They just kind of made it very campy and fun. And I think it's also my niche of humor because I just find them so funny, and I know not everybody will, but I do. And it's definitely for me. I'm so glad that it was as good as it was because I was a little nervous if it was going to be good or not. I definitely still want to do my Grace look, so I'm going to have to do a cosplay at some point. But I have been working my way through all these beautiful strangers. I'm a little over halfway now. And I'm not gonna lie, I am fighting the urge to DNF. I hate to say it, but I'm having such a hard time with this book. And honestly, I think it's just because we're skipping around a lot. This is the one summer day, Grace Fairchild. I love that her name is Grace, like Grace from Ready or Not. She's a beautiful young wife of a real estate mogul, Alistair Calloway, vanished from the family's lake house without a trace, leaving behind her 7-year-old daughter Charlie and a slew of unanswered questions. Years later, Charlie will struggle with the dark legacy of her family's name and the mystery surrounding her mother. So she is like in school at like this, it's like this prestigious, New England school she attends. And first of all, I'm like, is this college or is this just like high school? Because the way that it's written, they seem very young, and I think it's really just pulling me out of the story. It feels so YA, and now I'm wondering, I can't remember if this was YA or not, and maybe that's why I'm having a hard time with this. That would make sense. But I will say, I really love when we jump to chapters that take us back in time. So we go back to the 90s, and we're in the point of view of her mom who vanished. Or her dad and like his side of the story of what happened, because Charlie is always confronted now in her day-to-day life with people being like, so did your dad kill your mom? You know, those types of like taunting questions, but it's kind of overkill at this point. Like At this point, you think people would have it out of their system, but literally, like every other page, it's another person asking her. I'm a little tired of that. It's so repetitive. I feel like we're finally getting to a point where she's like really trying to research and dig into her family lore, and I feel like we're getting a little bit more that feels kind of like Ready or Not. There is some secrets, and there's something going on in this family, and I think that that is still like piquing my attention enough to keep reading, but I almost just like want to skip Charlie's chapters because I'm just so tired of reading about these young kids and like what they're up to. I'm bored. I definitely think it's a me thing, and I can see why other people would enjoy this for sure, but it is very thrillery, mystery of course, but yeah, I just wish I was having a better time than what I am, and I wanted to actually check in with you guys today and review this, but it's gonna be at least another day because I am just having such a hard time getting through this. But I am in part 3 now, so I feel like we're going to have to be getting somewhere at some point soon, right? I don't know. Hopefully I will have a review for you guys very soon. Besides that, Ready or Not 2 was so great, and we made a date of it out of town. Had a really good time. I really dressed up for it. A little outside of my comfort zone, but yeah, it was a vibe. And besides that, even if this one doesn't work for me, we still have a shot at one working for me with the next one, so we will see. First of all, I'm sorry if you can hear my ice machine or my dishwasher. They're being so loud right now. But I wanted to check in because I just finished this and landing at 2-3 stars. It is how I predicted. I probably should have DNF'd this. I was so tired last night too, and I was just trying to push through, and I was like, I can't, I gotta go to bed. So I got up, I finished it, and yeah, it's what you would expect. There's nothing, I feel like, too crazy going on here. You have this girl who acts like she's a high schooler, but she's apparently in college, and she has a group of people. There's kind of like a love triangle for a little bit where one guy likes her, another guy likes her, and she likes one of them, and they're kind of like back and forth. So it's just kind of like drama. I actually want to look this up on Goodreads. Like, is this YA? It is. That is why. That is why I tell you guys, I can't do YA. Anytime somebody recommends a YA book for me, I'm just like, I don't want to crush your spirit, but I'm probably not going to like that. Yeah, this feels like a YA, and I feel like it will probably work for somebody much younger. I feel like there is that like kind of family secrets with these high society people, and you know, that is similar to Ready or Not, but this is nothing like Ready or Not. And if anything, this just kind of feels like a more modern young adult take on like Gone Girl. They're not the same stories. That's not a spoiler for anything, but it's just those vibes. Like they're trying to do like a shock factor to younger people, and maybe it worked for some, but it just didn't work for me. It was all right. And what sucks is that like I'm 2 for 2 now on books that just didn't really hit for me. I'm starting to feel like this video is going to be a flop, and I hate that so much, but yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say about this though. It was just pretty predictable. And even I was coming up with like ideas. I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if they turned it around, they did this, or it'd be cool if they did this. And then they would just do the obvious, and I'd be like, oh, so close. But it's still, I don't think would have been a 5-star for me, but I know better. I should not be picking up YA books. Anyways, my last one I'm jumping into is The Family Game. Unfortunately, I think that this is set around Christmas time, which kind of sucks because it's been very hot here. And our AC keeps going out, which has been preventing me from even wanting to film lately. It's been a mess here. So I am gonna come back. I want to wrap up a book for another video, and then I will circle back. But there's still hope for the family game. It's adult, I'm pretty sure. So there's hope there. And I definitely want to get to my Grace look. So I guess expect that soon.
Hey, you got some time? Wanna try that thing you like?
Oh, come on, boy, don't look surprised, cause I feel you when you're feeling me too.
Thought it'd be a fling like in the movies, but when I see you coming, kinda moves me. And now I can't help thinking how we're doing, cause you might be my first one.
So let's play this game and promise you'll be honest.
Listen closely when I say, first, it's my turn.
Never have I ever wanted more than touch.
Never have I ever dreamed of more than fun.
Never have I ever thought you'd be the one. Guess I'll fall in love.
Put a finger down. Look at that, I'm out.
Never have I ever thought I'd have someone. Guess I'll fall in love.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm counting.
Okay, I am back home after the photos. I hope they turned out okay. I think for the most part, I think I got what I wanted. The blood turned out a little bit more pink than what I hoped, especially like lower on the dress or for like, you know, the dried out part. So I'm gonna have to mess with editing and lighting. But I look a hot mess and I'm ready to shower this off. And I ended up, because of the car ride and not wanting to get like too messy, I usually go for like the corn syrup and red dye, like just like food coloring dye. But I didn't want to be all sticky. I still am, but like not as bad as it would be if it was that. And so I just went with a water and food coloring mix. So I'm going to be so stained from this. And we have a concert tomorrow night. Worth it though if I got the images. Yeah, my hands are so bad. It was a lot of fun though. We had to circle around a little bit. I definitely had to brave my social anxiety, which is wild, because I was saying like 3 months ago, there's no way I would have been able to do this. My mental health is just at a point now where I was just like, you know what, let's just go for it. When we first pulled up, there was a guy with his dog and I was like, I really don't want to spook the dog. And then there was a couple walking. So I was just trying to be mindful of other people, but finally I was like, let's just go. I gotta commit to it. And yeah. James and Axel helped take my photos. I took like a video of like all the shots. I'll show you guys. They kept making me laugh, so I had to keep being like, okay, hit the button, but like turn away, so like you're not looking at me because I can't do this. Anyways, I'm excited to see how they turn out. Ready or Not is one of my favorites, and I'm so glad I finally got to cosplay Grace, and hopefully I get the shots because I never want to have to do this again. I don't even know if I mentioned in this video yet that I did get this dress. I thrifted it, this and the top, I thrifted the same day. I found them at Goodwill. Ended up spending, I would say probably like $24 on them together, which I feel like is amazing. Bummer is that I actually, like, the shirt isn't my favorite. Would it kind of be cute underneath t-shirts, kind of have like the lace arm moment? Sure, but I did have to cut this one off because she rips it off to tie her hand that got injured. So I had to do that too. But the actual dress underneath is actually really cute. But I was telling James, I'm like, when am I ever gonna wear that? Like, I don't really wear white in general. I'm not gonna wear white to somebody's wedding. I'm like, I don't really see myself getting remarried, like us renewing our vows, unless like, if we end up doing that, I'm probably gonna wear black. Like, I'm probably gonna make it like a gothic wedding. So I'm like, I just don't see it happening anyway. So I'm like, gotta use it for the bit. It is a really pretty dress though. And then I brought out my pink Converse from when I was a teenager. I still have them. I did try to spray some blood on them. It didn't really take very well, but I think it just adds to the whole bit. She's like iconic for her yellow Converse, and since I have pink hair right now, I thought pink hair, pink Converse, it was so cute. I had some old blue ones too, but I was like, the pink ones are it. And yeah, I just had so much fun with it. We have like this old downtown train station, and they have these beautiful stairs that go up, just like stone stairs. And I was hoping to get more of like the flowers around it because they were so pretty, and there's kind of like a flower moment in Grace's photo, but ultimately I like how it turned out. Anyways, I've got to edit them. You guys will have seen them already, but while I'm at it, I did finish the final book for this video, so I'm ready to wrap up this vlog. I wanted to find a book that had a lot of similar themes, not identical, but similar to Ready or Not, and I think I found it because the family game being probably my first pick for this video, I'm pretty sure, but also being the last read for the video is wild to me because it was my favorite. I'm landing at 4 stars. I found this so much fun. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like off the top of my head, I couldn't even tell you the names. I think it's because, once again, whenever I listen to a book via audio versus physically reading, the names seem to just slip my mind really easily, like right after I finish the book or when I'm not actually reading. If I'm reading it and like listening and like hearing the names, I know who they're talking about, but like once I've paused, I could not tell you who it is. I don't know why my brain works that way, but I did consume this via audio from my library app, and it was just such a good time. I think my only critique here is that it is basically almost summer here, and this takes place around Christmas. I think if you're going to pick this up, if you haven't picked it up yet, save it for your Christmas or winter TBR. It'll be like peak vibes for that. Like, it's just so good. There's a game of Krampus. They're celebrating Christmas as a holiday and doing their, you know, traditions around that time, but also just like I don't know, just the whole vibes of it kind of being winter. I feel like towards like the halfway point and on, you kind of lose a little bit of that. So it still was a really enjoyable time for me, but I still think like it's a great one for around the holidays because sometimes those are really hard to find good ones for the holiday time too. So I definitely would recommend, but it very much feels like Ready or Not vibes because this girl is brought into this family, they're getting married, and although it's not like their actual wedding, she's like meeting his family and getting to know them, and like from the get-go, everybody's kind of like weirding her out a little bit. And first of all, being introduced to them playing this Krampus game where this like Krampus chases her and all of the young kids around the house, and it's tradition, the new person in the family has to play, and automatically I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be Ready or Not. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, so I'm not gonna tell you where it goes, but that was just such a fun opener for this, and it continues with family secrets and lore and who to trust. And I feel like because I've watched Ready or Not, I feel like it has elements, or not really tropes, but like reveals that are similar that I definitely could predict it and guess ahead of time, and I think that's why I've docked a star. But at the same time, I feel like it was done really well here, and I appreciated what the author did with it, and I just think it was such a fun time. Yeah, I think I actually want to own a copy of this for a holiday book recommendation for sure, because I think it's one that I would revisit in the future, which is wild because this is more thrillery than it is horror, I feel like. I feel like it's full-on thriller with just like some gore and that type of horror that isn't like full-on horror story, but like horror elements, if you will. Anyways, all that to say, I feel like this video was pretty mid for the most part, reading wise and everything else. The best parts were rewatching Ready or Not, going to see Ready or Not 2, but I feel like we ended it with a bang with the photos and cosplay, and also the final book actually being a hit. If you have any more book recommendations for Ready or Not though, I would love to re-explore this. I also am wanting to reuse these for future photos, and I have a certain concept in mind. It involves, let's just say horror, very bloody, and weddings. So if you have book recommendations, let me know. Right off the bat, I'll tell you, I have read The Venue, I think is what it's called, by TJ Payne, I think is his name. I've read that, so that one I've already visited, which I would kind of be down for a reread because that one was wild. And I'm very, very, very well aware that Rachel Harrison is coming out with Kiss Slay Replay, which is a horror wedding time loop. It's coming out, I believe, in September, somewhere around there. So that's probably when I'll do this video idea. That one will definitely make the TBR, but if you have any other fun horror wedding books that just kind of go unhinged and bloody and gory and stuff, please let me know because I am eating that up right now. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoy Ready or Not as well, what you think of it, or if you've read any of these book picks and what you thought. Maybe we don't align there and maybe you like some of them. I would love to know what you think and your take on them and why you love them. I had so much fun and I really appreciate you guys for staying tuned and watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
But don't play with me. This ain't out of lust. You should be with me. So let's play.